On stage, BTS is one of the biggest boy groups ever. But incredible performances are built long before the lights come on. Every workout, every rehearsal, every mile matters. Performance leaves clues, and as a personal trainer, I'm always asking one question: what makes elite performers so good? In this series, we're finding out. This is Devin from d.rob Fitness and Basic Bros Reactions, and welcome to our brand new series where we are reacting to K-pop groups and idols, dance performances or practices, and then we're also checking out a training video from them, and we are analyzing and talking about the training that goes into becoming a K-pop idol and what we think of it and giving our fitness expert opinion. So let's get into today's video. Super excited about this. Love how the lights are going with the beat. Watch this beat go, we hooligan. We pop out. Oh, I love the swag to it. It's got a nice little bounce. Hooligan. Watch this beat go, we hooligan. Oh, some clean turns. Watch this beat go, we hooligan. Man, I'm about fuse. 동작 보는 머리춤 뛰어 미친 노인들 me everywhere earth somebody move 다들 모여 하나 둘 I can never ever choose. Gosh, they are killing it. Just reminding everybody what great dancers they are. Watch this beat go and hooligan. We pop out, we acting a hooligan. I love how controlled they are. Watch this beat go and hooligan. Floor work. Watch this beat go with hooligan. I go crazy, don't go same me. Like it cool, I never 하잖아. Hooligan like hooligan. 내를 보셔 like hooligan. 시간 됐으니 좀 비켜좀 막걸리. 이상 뭐. Nice groove. Watch this beat going hooligan. We pop out, we acting a hooligan. I'm really digging this choreography. Watch this beat going hooligan. Yeah, we the mesh gonna get a bigger mop here. This a cake, gotta get a better pop here. You gon' hear this one playing round the clock, yeah. Round the clock. Why this race so be so rude? Dropping lower than chopped and screwed. Hooligan. Watch this beat going hooligan. Why this race be so rude? Dropping lower than chopped and screwed. Hooligan. Watch this beat going hooligan. Okay. Yeah, that choreography, I really enjoyed that because compared to two of the videos that we have reacted to, we haven't reacted to their dance performances, but just the music videos or the performance videos themselves for Swim and 2.0. This kind of felt like the middle ground between that, because with Swim, from the little choreography that I saw, I felt like it was very more like kind of had like more of a modern contemporary feel to it, relatively speaking. And with 2.0, that was really big movement, big hip hop, like very aggressive. And this one was kind of like that middle where they had which goes really well with the song because it got kind of that classic like orchestra sound to it. So they had like some like very clean movements, but then it also has kind of like that bounce and that beat to it. And so I loved how they were so controlled with their dancing, because I think that sometimes controlled and kind of pulling back a little bit isn't as appreciated as much as I really do, because I think that it's almost easier to dance really big and explosive, but to have that same power but kind of keep the movement small and controlled. There's something that's so beautiful and underrated about that. And that's what I felt like this dance had a lot of, like just really good like isolations, and just like it had this kind of like groove to it that they really owned. And like I said, it's just so cool to show, it shows their versatility. And that's one of the things that you just love about BTS, is that they are so versatile, because they can go and do that hard hitting hip hop, but then they can do kind of more of this classical and show their technique. And this to me was like a little melding point where you got to see some of the technique, but you saw little isolations, and it wasn't like so in your face. There was just kind of this maturity, this coolness to it. And that's another thing that I love to see, is just kind of the maturity in their dancing, you know, where they picked their moments to really make things pop, but then they knew how to kind of pull back, and they weren't doing too much. And so that's really cool to see. And like I said, that's something that you gain with the experience from dancing, is the ability to know that you don't have to be so big and in your face, but you can have these like little cool moments, and you can just really own it and make something out of it, which is what I believe that they did. So now that we saw their performance, we are going to check how they train. And so we have a vlog that they did with Suga, where he was training for a big race that he was doing. So we're gonna check that out so we can see a little bit about how they train. So we will get into that in 3, 2, 1.
지금 시간 오전 6시 8분입니다.
Okay, early morning. I hate running early in the morning. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
베이트 브레이커스 12km 가야 합니다.
So 12K, that's about 7 miles, 8 miles.
어제 공연하고
Oh my goodness.
오늘 12주 뛰고
To run a 12K after doing a show, I cannot believe. And then performing later, that's crazy.
Let's go 준비해보자.
Your bib number.
선크림을 발라야 되거든. 선크림은 이마에는 바르지 마세요.
That is a good tip, to put on sunscreen. Even I put on sunscreen, especially on my head if I'm not wearing a hat. I get sunburned on my head and then it starts peeling. Okay, he's gonna have like a GoPro on too. Okay, nice. So that looks so weird.
가보도록 하겠습니다. 렛츠고. 사나이 많군요.
So when you're doing a race, there are so many people. Like, it's so packed. It's crazy.
좋습니다. 좋아. 뭔가 지금 다양한 사람도 있네.
It's really cool because a lot of people will dress up in different outfits and like really dress up for the run. So those are always fun to see. going to be a straight race, so those are pretty fun. The cool thing about the street races is that like a lot of times there'll be people all around the route that will just be cheering you on and have signs on. So it's just extra motivation as you're getting kind of tired, having people just cheering you on as you're going. He's cruising. He looks like he got a nice little comfortable pace going. Oh, heels. It sucks when you're doing a race and you have heels. Yeah. It just really burns out your legs. In particular, he gets those quads burning by going up those hills. That looks like a pretty decently steep hill, like.
Wow, 어필 안 끝나.
There we go. I always joke that with running, it is just as much mental as it is physical. At least it is for me.
아, 이거 잠깐만, 씨. 어필 끝났어. 어필 끝났어.
He's just cruising. He's got a really solid pace. It's looking like. Like I said, people just in the crowd just cheering you on, just get you. It helps keep you going.
527.
It's a good pace, yeah.
Water.
I love like when you're running too, they always have like those little water stands, and a lot of times with the water they'll have electrolytes, they'll have snacks, little things that you can eat, so gummies, bananas, just those different things that kind of help keep you going.
9kg 5치.
Okay, picking up that pace. He runs just like me. See, I run like Suga, because I usually start off kind of slow and then I pick the pace up towards the end.
보인다 이제. 다 간다. 500m. 야.
California. John Alongo, Jack Lepke. Rebecca Siddett out of Berkeley, California. Great finishers. Congratulations.
It's always so great when you like are right there at that finish line.
Keep moving today.
It's just such a great feeling.
아, 까비. 대단하신데요? 나 어필이. 나 어필 진짜. 그러니까 까비. 어필 때 한번 고비 왔어.
That's a good pace. And then, yep, getting some bananas, getting those carbs, gotta refuel, especially after you eat.
아까 어필 끝이나 했는데 올라가 하나 더 있고 끝나게 하나 더 있고 몇 개야 도대체? 야, 이제 공연하러 가야 됩니다. 아이고, 바다.
I can't believe to go perform after that. That is
아, 그거 좋네요.
crazy.
한 어필 딱 만났을 때 내가 이거 왜 하고 있지? 끝나고 나니까 안 내, 그래도.
And that's so true. You always feel so good after you run, for the most part.
1시간 4분 뭐 이러더라. 메달 받아가지고.
And yes, of course, you gotta get your medals, get your shirts, all that stuff at the end of the race.
그럼 다 저기 인증샷 하나 찍어야지. Thank you. How do you feel? I'm good. Wow. 아, 아깝다 진짜. 와, 그 진짜 그 정도 어필을 나 하면서 처음 해봤어. 러닝 없어. 맨날 평균한 때였어 그런지.
I can relate as somebody who lives in Kansas. It's like completely flat. Whenever I have to do races and there's hills, just a whole nother difficulty. So that was crazy. I cannot imagine doing a full concert, then waking up that next morning, running a 12K, which is like 7.5 miles at that pretty, a good pace with hills, and then having to do a concert that night. Like, that is intense. And that just goes to show the type of conditioning that K-pop idols have to have just with everyday life, and then just to add it on to try to get workouts in. They're having to do stuff early in the morning, late at night, and different things just to make it work with their schedules. So that was just crazy. And so if you are somebody who is just kind of looking into running or wanting to get back into it because you've been inspired by seeing Suga completely kill that 12K, some tips that you can take with you is, from the fitness expert, is to make sure, my top 3 tips would be: 1, make sure you have proper running form. So what you want to make sure is you have everything stacked on top of each other. So going from the ankle to the knee to the hip, hip to shoulders. You want to make sure you have everything aligned properly when you're running. You want to make sure that you have your chin lifted, you keep your eyes up, you want to have your shoulders down and back. You want to make sure you're bracing in your core. You want your arms to be working with you. You don't want it to be kind of going across or doing anything kind of funky like that. You want to keep your hands relaxed. So you just want to keep them, you don't want them balled up or too stressed out. So you want to keep them relaxed. You want to be tilted slightly forward. And once again, you want to make sure you're not doing too much movement in the hip, too many extra stuff. You just want to make sure you have proper running form. Then you want to start off kind of easy and slowly increase your mileage would be my tip number 2. A lot of times we want to go in and we want to just go balls to the wall, and we just want to go run as far as we can. And what I would say is just to kind of start off slow and progressively increase your mileage and everything, because you want your body to be able to adapt to it. You're putting a lot of impact on your body. A little side note, I would make sure to get running shoes or make sure you have insoles in your shoes, because like I said, you're putting a lot of pressure on your joints with the constant pounding from the running if you're doing it, especially if you're doing it on the streets. So you want to make sure that you're taking care of everything. So you want to make sure that you're slowly increasing the mileage, because I see a lot of people, they either get burnt out or they start to feel like a lot of pain and things happening with calves, ankles, and whatnot. And it's a lot of times it's because they're going too far too quickly and they don't have the greatest of gear. And then once again, just making sure you're continuing with your strength training and kind of helping build up strength in those quads and those different muscle areas, your glutes, your hamstrings, just your lower body in particular, but also with your upper body. As we saw with Suga going up the hill, that puts a lot of pressure on your body, and you need that strength to help push you through that. So making sure that you are incorporating strength training with your running, because a lot of people think, oh, I'm running, I don't need to lift, or I don't need to, need that. And it's not like you necessarily want to be building a ton of muscle per se, but you do want to build that strength there so it can transfer over to help you be able to push more, and with your legs being stronger, have more power with each stride through strength training. And so those would be just like some of my tips, but it's just crazy to think of all the stuff that they do, and it's just so impressive. You know, I just think that that is so cool to go and do a 12K and then do your concerts and everything. So let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of their dance performance video, and what did you think of that workout and just getting the behind the scenes of them, of Suga training for the 12K and running it and everything? Let me know down in the comments below, and let me know who else I should check out, and make sure and tune in, because we will be doing weekly drops where we will help you train smarter, optimize your performance, and creating your fitness blueprint by checking out these K-pop idols and their workouts.